Simplified Chaos, episode 83.
Life is beautiful and full of chaos.
And it can get slightly out of hand if that shit's not tamed.
We're here to share how to simplify the little things to help you lead a more intentional life.
This is Simplified Chaos.
Hello, wonderful friends. Welcome to Simplified Chaos. This is Jillian, one of your hosts, and I'm with my co-host and my husband, Nicholas.
That's me. What's going on, folks? Hope you all are having a wonderful week. We have another great episode here for you today. Jilly, tell them what we're going to talk about.
Well, we're going to talk about our recent getaway and how there was so much joy in having an unplanned getaway.
The only thing we planned was the getaway.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, no, it's funny. We have these revelations when we're on these trips and the episodes just kind of come together. And like most of our getaways, the juices were flowing.
Jesus.
I meant creativity.
Oh, that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Mine's in the gutter, as always.
As always. But before we dive into today's topic, let's show a little gratitude, Jilly. What are you grateful for?
Today I am grateful for Lucille.
Ooh. I didn't think you were going to go there, but do tell.
No, I missed her when we were away.
Of course.
Like the first day I was like, cool, yeah, no kid. Kid free.
Who the hell's
do
Lucille?
this. And then the second day, I think it probably doesn't help when I call my mom and she tells me like things that she did. She's like, yeah, she kept saying mama and and I kept reassuring her like they're on a work trip. Like she uses work a lot,
right. She's on vacation.
Like, Lucille. Like by the second day I was like, I can't wait to get home to her. And then
I'm boring, so Jill's like, I'd rather get home to my daughter. My husband is such a bore.
He's horrible.
He's the worst. I can't believe I went on vacation with him.
Would you? Cheesy. That is not what I meant at all.
I know.
But then,
our listeners know that too.
So lately we've been putting Lucille to bed together since we're kind of trying to get her to go to bed a little bit earlier now. So
yes.
All three of us go in there and just watching her like slow down and like just mellow out. And, she just kind of gives you these blank stares like, go to bed, mama. Blanket, mama. Night, night, mama. And just, it's just so fucking rad. She made me a mom and that she's here. It's still kind of crazy to think that she's ours. Well, not ours. Well, we are bringing her up. And
right.
I don't want to say I own her, but I kind of do.
She's taking
right
on
now.
like our personality traits and
it's just so
has
wild.
her own personalities. Yeah. And we're getting to see the young lady that she's becoming. So
you keep saying young lady and it just sounds so weird.
What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Lucille.
The young Lucille that she's becoming.
But yeah, so I'm just grateful for her as always, for making me a mom and just always teaching me something new.
Awesome.
What about you?
Well, I'm grateful for my parents for making me.
Somebody sounds a bit cocky.
I know, right? No, but more importantly, today, we're recording this on Tuesday, is their anniversary, their 47th anniversary. And we had a nice long conversation with them. Lucille got to wish them a happy anniversary and stuff like that. And, it just makes me grateful that, I've had such great role models to look up to and just to see how happy they are after 47 years. And, only hope that, you and I have that same laughter and ability to laugh at each other and have fun with each other after 47 years plus. So
Jesus, we're gonna be really old. Like your mom got married when she was 19, so she's like fresh and youngin'.
I know, right?
I'll be like 90 or something.
Oh, I'll be 100 then. Actually, when you think about it, 50 years from now I would be 88. So
we'll
minus 3,
80s.
so I'd be 85.
All right,
I'd be 85. You'd be 81.
Our plan is to be vibrant as hell in our 80s. So it'd be like, yeah.
Who knows what the technology is going to be like in 40 years? Like,
be half robot.
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. No, so, A, happy anniversary to them, and B, thank you for being such a great support and making me the person that I am today. Couldn't be here without both of you and the love and support you've shown. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. So we went on a little siesta. Sans
nap?
Lucille.
Siesta means nap.
That means also a getaway.
Does it?
Yeah, sure.
I'll have to look this up.
Yeah.
We took a long nap.
If not,
in
I'm making it a
Charlottesville.
getaway. Yeah. So you want to set this one up there?
I sure can.
All right.
So we did plan ahead and said, this is the days that we're going to go away. Originally, we were supposed to be going to Colorado.
Yeah.
But we decided not to fly on a plane and take all these different risks. Instead, we decided to drive somewhere a little bit closer. So we did get a getaway, parents only, to Charlottesville, Virginia, which we have never been to.
Heard a lot of great things about it.
Yes. And honestly, the only thing that we planned was that we were going there and where we were staying.
Yep.
We booked an Airbnb, which was amazing. And I kind of did a little, I wouldn't say planned, but I did have some moments of time where I just kind of looked up, okay, what's open or what restaurants, just to get an idea.
And that was really hard too, because you and I both did
know.
the same thing. And a lot of it, on Google Maps would say that they're doing takeout, and then next to dine-in, it would be an X. So it was just okay, are these places open? Are they not open? And, dine-in doesn't necessarily mean indoors. There could be outdoor seating. But we just kind of went in there not knowing what the situation was.
Yeah. And you said something on the car ride that I wrote down because I thought it was
I remember to tell you to take out your phone to write it down.
It's kind of the essence of our trip. And you said, yeah, let's let the vacation come to us. And that really resonated with me. I'm just embrace the moment for what it is and then do what we feel. So I think there's just a lot of simplicity and beauty in just letting go of control and then just letting the moment drive your actions. And we definitely did that. We got there not planning anything and just kind of, what are we feeling? What do you want to do now? Do we want to do absolutely nothing? Do we want to do a sweaty hike? We even had these revelations where we're what if we really did just do nothing? And, there were times where we just kind of laid around in the Airbnb for a bit. But I think usually we go a little bit more hardcore. We try to seek out multiple hikes and do this. But really we were yeah, I don't feel like doing that hike. And yeah, I don't either. Let's just go to this trail that's 15 minutes or 10 minutes down the road and just kind of have this leisurely walk. And we kind of did low key things and just kind of felt out how we were feeling in the moment and just did it, which was really awesome.
Yeah. I mean, we had the idea of going down there and hiking Old Rag, which is a mountain in the Shenandoah, which was probably about an hour north of Charlottesville anyway. So it would have been a long drive, also a long hike. It probably would have been worth it. We would have made the most of it. But, when we got there and we sat down and we went to a winery first, we got into town and on the way we were okay, well, we're going to be in town or can't check in our Airbnb until 4:00. Let's find a winery. And because of the whole situation, some wineries right now aren't open during the week. So we found one that was open, excellent views. And, we just kind of decided when we got there, it was just let's just make this chill as fuck weekend. Let's not, overextend ourselves. Let's just kind of go with it as it goes. If it's us just going to a bunch of wineries, so be it. Or if it's us, doing hiking, let's do it. And like you said, we did do hiking on Friday, and it just happened to be the trail that leads to Monticello, the home of Thomas Jefferson. For those of you that don't know, it's on some money, I believe, the home.
$1 bill, y'all.
But no, it was really cool. We started at the bottom of a hill and worked our way up and hiked up to Monticello. It was about a 2-mile trail, so it ended up being 4 miles both ways. It was hot, but a lot of the trail was in the shade because it was in the mountains with a bunch of trees. So it was really nice. We worked up a little sweat, a little appetite, and then just kind of went on our way.
Yeah, and I think you said something when we stopped at the winery. So we did go to Trump Winery, which I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. I'm Trump, that's a common name. And you're like, I think that's actually
That's like if you see black
Trump's.
and so if you see black and gold on the signage, you know exactly what it is.
And it was his.
So we rolled the dice on that one.
But the view was gorgeous. The wine was pretty good. And it was just cool to do that's the first thing we did when we got there. Because we're like, well, we can't check in. So let's find somewhere to like hang out. And you kind of just said like, this is like a pause. And when you said pause, it really made me not try to overextend what we were going to do. And as soon as you said that, I was like, you're right. I was like, we don't have to hike Old Rag. Like I kind of had that like as something to do because I heard great things about it. But I was like, I don't even know if I'm feeling like it because the weather was a little bit more humid than.
Yeah, it's the middle of July and
I was like, it would be
Virginia. Yeah, it's hot and humid.
I don't want to do it just for the sake of saying we did it and post a picture and like, yeah, we hiked in so and so degree weather. It was like, I don't know if I'm feeling that either. So the moment you said this is kind of like a pause trip, I was like, yeah, let's really just chill out and just play it by ear. And that's what we did. And I kind of wrote a list of some of the things we did.
I was full of wisdom on this trip. Two things that really just kind of hit home there. Holy crap.
You did. So, yeah.
I must have been blacked out.
Oh, jeez. You are very intelligent, sweetheart.
The wine was flowing. It was good.
So we stopped at Trump Winery. And then after that, we checked in and we were feeling so chill. They were like, let's just order pizza and stay in.
This was the third or fourth epiphany I had that day, too. Go ahead. Yeah.
And then, like, what are you talking about? I haven't even said anything yet.
I'm just setting it up.
And then you were just kind of looking at restaurants and you're like, hey, this restaurant has really great reviews. And I think they're open. Like, we can actually dine in. And I was like, oh, shit. He goes, yeah. And they only have reservations open for tonight. And it was Thursday. He's like, so maybe we should hit this up tonight.
Yeah,
and
they had nothing available on Friday. Like 0 time slots. And they had every time slot open on Thursday.
So we decided to go there instead. And we walked there. And we didn't realize it was like this little speakeasy where it wasn't labeled or anything.
Yeah, Google Maps was like, go down this alley. I was like, there's nothing in this fucking alley. Where the hell is this place?
Just a door. And the couple behind us were like, yeah, that's the place you're looking for. We're like, okay, good thing you told us because we'd probably be wandering. And it was like the coolest little French restaurant.
It was it was a speakeasy.
Small
plates, French. But, with the twist of prohibition. So,
yeah,
obviously,
banging-ass cocktails.
Yeah, the cocktails were awesome. I even went so bold as to do their, what was it? Make me anything kind of cocktail. They were like, okay, well, what do you want? And I was like, well, I like rye. And they went and mixed something and it had this liqueur in there called Chinar, which is something that I've been eyeing up as trying to experiment with here at home. So I had never had it before and the drink ended up being amazing. So, being a little bold and adventurous certainly paid off, but the restaurant itself was just amazing. All the tables were socially distanced. I mean, there was literally maybe 6 tables in the entire place.
Yeah, it was tiny.
Yeah, it was tiny. But the service was great. The food was fantastic. The drinks were amazing, and we had a great time. And then, as always, we had some great conversation.
Yeah, so that's kind of how we ended the first night. And then everything was walkable. So our Airbnb was at a great location. We could walk downtown and walk back. It was about a 10-minute walk. Maybe.
10-minute walk, yeah.
And
it was pouring when we left the restaurant and we decided to walk in the rain. We were like, fuck it.
Why not? I mean, it's rain. Like that's what Lucille teaches me. It's like I have to get my inner Lucille. Like, what would Lucille do? Lucille would fucking run in this shit and jump in puddles. Didn't so much jump in puddles, but we walked home casually in the rain. And
we explored nice. the downtown area too. So they have this big walking mall. It's kind of like Winchester where we got married. It's a bigger Winchester. The walking mall is definitely more vibrant, especially, when we get into Friday and just seeing how many people were actually out in the walking mall. But we were like, you know what? It's raining. Who gives a shit? Let's walk up and down this walking mall, see what's there, see what restaurants are there, see what restaurants used to be there, what they're building, because the town is definitely, building up as well. So we took our time. We didn't care that it was raining, got soaked. And then, once we got through the little walkway, we took our 10-minute walk back to the Airbnb. So we were just like, we're in it. We're in the moment. We're going to enjoy it.
And did we watch TV the first night or was that the second night?
We did. The first night we watched The Alienist on the phone after we had some fun.
Fun.
Quote unquote. Because we had watched the first season of that and we watched the first episode of the second season. I don't know that we're going to be watching any additional episodes of season 2.
So I think other people can relate. I don't know if this is just a mom thing, but since having Lucille, anything with like babies or children that are dying or being murdered, I'm like, hell no, I'm not into this right now. Yeah. I have enough anxiety with my own kid. I don't want to see this on TV. So that looks like what the theme is going to be for that season. I was like, yeah, I'm not into this, Nick. Let's not watch anymore. I mean,
we watched the episode and, just to see where it would go. And it was off-putting.
Off-putting.
And I don't even know that I was necessarily a fan of the first season. I mean, I watched it because everybody else here watched it. I don't know. There's something about like drama series that are on just regular TV, not like HBO or anything like that, where it's just like, the worst acting and overacting and just like...
I didn't think the acting was bad.
So the main character, I think, is like very much like a David Caruso. And it's just like says things just... It makes you just want to punch him in the face. Like the entire time, I just want to punch him in the face.
Now it makes me want to rewatch the first season just to see. But we are getting off topic. Now we're getting into a show that we don't even want to watch anymore. Which was a great revelation.
Yeah. I'm sure the folks are entertained. Hear my point of view. I'm starting a new podcast where I review these shitty ass dramas on TV and come at it from a comedic point of view. I'm just kidding.
You know what? It's funny that you said that because my mom was talking to my friend Jen, who came by yesterday, and my mom was going at it reviewing Hallmark movies, like the Christmas ones. Mom was like, all right, these are all the characters that are stupid and dumb. All right, these are all the episodes that are great. And she was like naming what they were. And like, she was on point. I'm like, Mom, you could totally have a podcast where you just talk about Hallmark movies and just rate them.
That's fantastic.
It would be hysterical.
People would listen.
That's what I think.
I kind of want to just start watching Hallmark movies and start bashing them.
Only the Christmas ones. She is so opinionated about them. It's hysterical. Anyway.
Nobody take our idea.
We
are way off topic now.
I love these ones though. That was our first night. So then we woke up, got to sleep in.
Slept in. No plans for day 2 at all.
Oh, like, we also got to shower together. I think that never happens.
Very rarely.
Like
unless we go to Winchester or now Charlottesville. The shower's big enough. Yeah.
So that was like a nice little, yay, we get to shower together. Yeah, so that was the first night. And then we woke up around 8, I was going to say.
Yeah, we slept in.
So weird. I was waiting for like Lucille to come in. I'm like, nope, she's not here, Jill.
Open the door.
Let me in. So we were on our phones for quite a bit. That's the one thing. Like, we don't just like casually go out and stroll and say, that looks like a good restaurant. Let's go in. I think because I'm a food snob. Let's put it. I like quality food.
We like quality coffee, quality food. Yeah.
You can't always tell what the place is going to have just by looking at it.
You don't judge a book by its cover because the inside could be shit.
But, I like to know, like, is it quality food? And I sound like such a snob, but I am. Like, I want to have good shit, so...
It's not a snob. We talked about being snobs. We're going to link to that episode. Make sure we link to that.
We're okay being snobs. Yeah,
we're okay with being snobs. It's a good episode.
So we finally found a place that I was, like, super, super jazzed about because it was, like, pasture-raised eggs. I'm like, fuck yeah. Nick, we're going to this place.
We bake our own bread.
Yeah, and they had baked their own bread and sourdough, and everything was like local ingredients. So we found this little cafe bakery. It was called Petite Marie Bette, and we got banging breakfast, sourdough, croissants.
I built my own sandwich.
Lattes. And we sat outside on the walking mall because we weren't allowed to dine in, which was awesome. I think this experience kind of forced us to picnic more, which was really fun.
Yeah.
And it was in the shade and it was early enough where it wasn't like unbearable to like sit out there and eat.
Yeah, we sat at a table that was designated for a certain restaurant that was also selling coffee in the morning, but we gave 0 Fs.
I think there's a lot of people that were doing that.
Yeah, it didn't matter.
So we did that, and then we walked back, and we were kind of like, what do you want to do? We're like, let's find somewhere to walk. So then that's when we went to the Monticello Trail and did that nice little 4-mile hike, which was just very leisurely, like not super rigorous or anything. And
I mean, I broke a sweat because it was hot as balls, but it wasn't like it was running down the crack of my ass or anything like that.
No swamp ass.
No swamp ass.
So we did that, and then we came back, and we were like, it was so chill. We're like, all right, so what do we want for dinner? And
well, we did. We were like, okay.
Oh, for lunch, yeah.
Yeah, we wanted to do lunch, and then so we were like, well, let's go to this winery.
Yeah.
Because that was the one we wanted to go to originally. Like, we had looked it up on the way down.
That was called Blenheim.
Yeah, Blenheim, which was like literally a quarter mile up the road. Maybe not even, maybe an eighth of a mile up the road from Trump Winery, which is, I guess, how we found that one.
Mm-hmm.
But then you found a little shop that was on the way that we saw when we went to Trump Winery.
Yeah, so it pays to actually pay attention and not be on your phone in the car.
Which you usually are not the best at paying. No, I'm just kidding.
No, like I'm usually not on my phone in the car. I like to actually embrace the environment for the most part. Yeah. And I saw that cute little market. And it just said Simeon's, I think was it.
Yeah.
It said Simeon Market. I'm like, I wonder what that is. Come to find out, there was like a little sandwich shop and they sold cupcakes and stuff. And I was like, why don't we pick up a couple sandwiches there?
Yeah, because
have a picnic at the winery.
Wasn't serving food at all.
And it was so pleasant. I mean, everything just kind of unfolded and it was just beautiful. And it was nothing like, oh, this is all of the things that we have to do today. It was kind of like, well, let's find a sandwich shop. Oh, this place. It worked out. We picnicked and
then you found the cidery.
And then, yeah, so I was really looking forward to hearing live music. And I saw there was going to be this jazz trio that sounded amazing. That was going to be at the cidery. I can tell you
the last time we heard live music.
I know. I miss it a lot. Yeah. So we went to Porter's Orchard after our picnic.
Potter's?
Potter's, yes, thank you. Potter's Orchard. And kind of like in the middle of the mountains, sort of. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it was kind of in a valley almost. I
mean, it was definitely a side road that we had to go off of the main highway and then go up a gravel road to get to this place. But man, was that place beautiful. It was gorgeous. Like, it was maybe an old church or some kind of old building that they had restored and turned into their cidery, which was just amazing.
Yeah, I didn't read the history of the building, but we got there and got some flights of cider, and then we were there for like 15 minutes and the storm was rolling in.
Yeah, we had a nice table outside. The band was setting up. They had a nice little tent. You know, the drums were out and the other guys were getting ready to get their guitars out. And all of a sudden, the winds picked up. The sky got dark. And there was a lot of lightning. And
Which was so epic.
It was awesome. But then the rain came. So luckily, like, the rules of the place were, like, if you're sitting outside, you have to ask the hostess to seat inside if there's any seating available, because they're social distancing. If you can't get any seating inside, then you have to close out your tab and you can sit in the car. Well, they were nice enough. I mean, the place wasn't crowded, so we actually found a spot on the back porch where we were able to just kind of wait out the rain. And yeah, like you said, the lightning was pretty epic in the mountains, like the echo and everything like that. So,
thunder,
it was just, the thunder, the lightning echo. It was just really cool. And, you know, it rained for probably about a half an hour. You know, and unfortunately, it rained long enough that the band did not go on.
It was almost an hour, actually.
Yeah, maybe it was close to an hour.
We were standing and just kind of enjoying the storm, and we saw the band starting to pack up, and we're like, so I don't think the live music's happening. But then lo and behold, our unplanned journey just kind of fell into place so we leave the cidery and we go back home, and we found a place to get dinner, but we did takeout because
we didn't know what was open, and, you know, everything said that they were just doing takeout. So we called this place called Citizen Burger, and they have good burgers. Definitely recommend that place.
Great burgers, and we found a spot and sat outside in the walking mall and
garlic fries.
Got the truffles fries with the garlic aioli, which were the bomb. So I heard the ranch is amazing too. I had a couple people comment on the post about something about the ranch. I'm a little upset
that I didn't get a side of ranch now.
Jesus, garlic aioli was amazing.
Well, it was. But I got plain fries. You got the truffle fries.
That's not much. I mean,
I know. I didn't know they had truffle fries. I didn't look into it that much, evidently.
So we ate our burgers, and then we started walking in the walking mall, and then there was live music outside of one of the restaurants that was playing I don't even know what genre music it was. I don't even know what would you call that?
It's not bossa nova.
There was some a little bit,
Yeah.
but there was some other like lighthearted music that I would just, that's when like I wish.
They weren't jazz, but they weren't. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either.
They were chill. It was chill. Yeah, one guy had that big bass guitar, and then the other two,
Yeah, but it was a
bass.
type of music, and I just can't think of like what year or era that would be.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was just really pleasant. So it's kind of funny how we went to see live music, and then it got rained out, and then it just kind of happened that there was more live music, so we got to actually hear some that day.
Yeah,
which was really pleasant. And then we stumbled on home.
We stumbled on home and delved into the pleasures of Netflix because we don't have it at home, and they have it at the Airbnb. And what better thing to watch on Netflix than The Office? So we watched the first 3 episodes of season 3, which season 3 is awesome. It's where you get to meet Andy in the Stanford or Sanford office, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's good shit. It was funny. We laughed a lot.
Yeah, and I feel like we don't really watch a lot of TV, so it was really nice watching TV together alone with no interruptions. I'm like,
yeah,
this is a nice little treat.
It was great.
And then went to bed, and then next morning I was like getting ready for checkout.
Get ready for checkout. We were gonna stay a little bit longer, try to explore a little bit more, but we wanted to get home and see Lucille, so we went and had breakfast at the same place that we had it the day before.
So that's another thing. When I find a place that I have researched and it's like great, it's like I'm not
you're not going to be disappointed
again.
Yeah.
Like I'm going to go back to this place. Like it's less decisions I have to make. It's less, it just makes me feel calmer knowing that like, oh, I found a place. I don't have to worry about it again. Like, so we went back for breakfast and it was actually perfect because we bought a couple loaves of sourdough as souvenirs, which we wouldn't want a sourdough souvenir. Like we just finished it today. It's all gone now.
Hell
it was so freaking good.
So yeah, I mean, that was kind of the adventure. And then, we drove home and got to see the little munchkin and enjoy the rest of our Saturday. But it was a great pause, for everything that was going on. And, although we didn't get to take our trip to Denver, this was right up our alley. It was a place that we've heard a lot of good things about, that is place that we like to be, close to the mountains, that has a lot of charm and history and whatnot.
Good
and
food,
it fulfilled everything that we needed, at this time. So glad that we did it, hope we could do something again soon, which, we will.
And it didn't break the bank. Like, I feel like
not at all.
We indulged when we wanted to indulge. And then I was kind of telling you on our hike, like we kind of have this pattern when we go on vacations. It's kind of like, we pay for something like a meal and then we choose something free, like a hike or nature. And then we pay for lunch and then we go and do something for free. So it's like, we indulge and spend money and then we find something free. We indulge and spend money and then we find something free. So we have this nice rhythm going where like we're not indulging all the time and spending all this money. It's like we try to enjoy what the city or town has to offer and, get out there and do some free nature stuff for sure.
Hell yeah. So it was a good trip.
It was horrible.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Just forget everything that we just talked about. Jill had a miserable time. But did you have any, resources you wanted to share with anybody today?
So I have 2. I first wanted to do the resource of the Airbnb. So it was it was an Airbnb, but there was this company that's kind of in charge of it. It's called Stay Charlottesville. And they're on Instagram at Stay Charlottesville too. But they have, looks like a lot of other great homes that they renovated and kind of like set up for Airbnbs too. So I'm kind of excited if we go back and we need something bigger, because this one was like a studio. It was a studio.
Place. I mean, it had everything: a refrigerator, a stove, oven,
couch, one bed,
coffee machine, a French press. Like, it was fully loaded as far as cozy. Like amenities go. And it was, you're right. It was super cozy. So definitely recommend Stay Charlottesville. And
then one more resource. We were talking about, I kind of brought it up when we were talking about the whole unplanned vacation. So I'm reading this book called Love Does by Bob Goff. And I was telling Nick how I just read this chapter about how he does this thing with his kids. I think it's when they turn 10 years old. I didn't go back and look at it But he does this adventure when his kids turn 10. He takes them individually anywhere they want at all, like anywhere. And they can't plan anything. They just, he hears where they want to go and then they just go, like right then. Like they pack their stuff and then they just go, and they don't plan where they're going to stay, how they're going to get there. They kind of plan it as they go. And that's where like the bonding comes and the adventure comes and the spontaneity. And I was just telling Nick, like, how freaking cool would that be to do like something like that? Like even together as a family, like what if I say like, hey, Nick, like this year you get to pick somewhere to go, like not every year, but every so many years, one of us gets to pick somewhere we want to go and we can't plan anything, and just to see what happens. Like part of me is like scared to death about that because I'm like, I have no control, but there's so much beauty and simplicity and just like letting go of that control and just seeing what happens. And I mean, our vacations have always been amazing, and it's really, a lot of them are so unplanned except for the destination and where we're staying. So I thought that would be really cool to kind of try something like that. And I totally recommend that book. I'm loving it so much. So we'll put that in the show notes as well.
Awesome. And then we'll also put it in the episode where we talk about being snobs.
Yeah. Get your snob on.
That's right. All right. How about that quote of the day there, Jilly?
All right. I'm not sure who this is. But
Unknown.
The quote is from Princy Rachchh. I don't know how to pronounce it. I could be butchering it. All right, here's his quote. Unplanned journeys accompanied by innumerable memories with the loved ones are just best. And I think that's another thing we forgot. Our company was pretty fantastic, which I think also made the unplanned adventure that much more pleasant.
Well, that's the thing. Like both people have to go into it
with
the
open
same
minds.
Yeah, with the same mindset and be
that's
open
so
to,
Yeah, you can't have a curmudgeon or someone who's just like, that sounds horrible. It's like you both got to be on the right page.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I was just kind of thinking back. I mean, even to our honeymoon, like a lot of that trip, we knew we were going to Maui, but a lot of that trip was unplanned. Like we'd done our research on places we'd like to eat and things that we'd like to do. But for the most part, we were there for 10 days and we had planned maybe 2 things in advance before we went there. So we had a lot of things that we needed to fill. And one of the things that we planned started at 2 a.m. And was done by like 10 a.m.
Oh, the bike
down Haleakala. Yeah.
I always volcano.
Oh my God. But yeah, no, mindset is everything. And as so long as you're, with somebody who has that same open mindset and is willing to, fly by the way that the vacation is going, then it's going to be amazing.
It is. Even if you got to prep them for it. Like, all right, I know you're usually like this, but I'm going to need you to be even more open.
Let's be adventurous. How about that take action challenge there, Jilly?
Your take action challenge is try unplanning more.
Yeah.
And see what adventure unfolds. There's a lot of joy and beauty in it.
That's very simple and right to the point.
Thank you.
And perfect. All right, folks. Well, that's going to do it for today's episode. If you like this episode, if you can do us a favor and please help us spread the message, you can do this by writing a review or simply by sharing this episode with a friend. And remember, sharing sparks a conversation, conversation leads to action, and action is how we're able to live a happy and intentional as hell lifestyle. We want to thank you all for listening today, and we will see you again next week.
See you later, guys.